I smell something burning. I guess anything you want bad enough is worth the chance.
Including busting out.
Some men are destined never to leave Alcatraz.
This island is solid rock. No one's ever busted out.
In the cold, fog-laden waters of San Francisco Bay stands Alcatraz, an island whose walls have become synonymous with the term escape impossible. Once a federal penitentiary, it housed the most notorious criminals, men who were considered beyond rehabilitation, beyond hope, and certainly beyond the reach of freedom. Its isolated location, surrounded by the relentless currents of the bay, made it a fortress of despair. Within those concrete walls, time moved slowly, and hope was a dangerous luxury. The stories that emerged from its cells are as chilling as they are fascinating, and among them, one stands out: a story of determination, ingenuity, and an unyielding desire to be free. The legend of Alcatraz is not simply about imprisonment, it is about the human spirit's resilience when confronted with absolute confinement. In the early 1960s, one man dared to challenge the myth that the rock could hold anyone. Frank Lee Morris, a brilliant and methodical criminal, possessed a mind that worked like a labyrinth. He could dissect a problem, identify its weak points, and manipulate circumstances with precision. Unlike many of his contemporaries, Morris was not merely reacting to his environment. He was studying it, learning from it, and using it as a puzzle waiting to be solved. Morris was joined by two fellow inmates, brothers John and Clarence Anglin, men whose loyalty to each other mirrored their desperation for freedom. Together, they devised a plan so audacious that it seemed almost impossible to escape the supposedly inescapable. Every element of their environment became a tool, every routine, every blind spot, every seemingly trivial flaw in the prison's operations was noted and exploited. They understood the dangers not just of being caught, but of the treacherous waters surrounding the island, the jagged rocks, and the cold currents that could claim any soul foolish enough to miscalculate. Their plan unfolded meticulously over months. They fashioned tools from materials that would not raise suspicion, carving makeshift instruments from spoons, drills, and even discarded items from the workshop. The trio worked in silence, masking their activities with the monotony of daily life in the penitentiary. To outsiders, they were simply men abiding by the rules, but behind closed doors, they were engineering one of the most daring escapes in history. They carved through the walls of their cells with patience that bordered on obsession, hiding their progress behind plaster and paint, creating a network of tunnels and cavities that allowed them to move unseen. The ingenuity did not stop at the walls. Morris and the Anglin brothers constructed life-size dummy heads, designed to fool the nightly head counts, crafted with soap, toilet paper, and even hair stolen from the prison barbershop. These grotesque yet convincing decoys sat in their beds as guards made their rounds, a testament to the careful observation and patience that had defined the escape plan from the very beginning. Every element was calculated, every risk assessed, but even with meticulous planning, the final act of escape remained the most dangerous. For it was not merely about leaving their cells, it was about surviving the deadly waters beyond. The night of the escape arrived with all the tension of a high-stakes thriller. Frank Morris, John Anglin, and Clarence Anglin put their plan into motion under the cover of darkness. Using a makeshift raft and life vests crafted from raincoats, they navigated the treacherous currents that had deterred countless others. The success of the plan required both precision and courage, for a single mistake could mean instant capture or death. The island, silent and unyielding, watched as the men slipped into the fog, disappearing into the night and into legend. The aftermath of the escape transformed Alcatraz into a place of intrigue, obsession, and endless speculation. Investigations were launched, Search parties scoured the bay and the story gripped the nation. No definitive evidence ever emerged to confirm whether the trio survived, but their disappearance fueled a myth that endures to this day. The audacity of their plan, coupled with the mystery of their fate, created a narrative that has fascinated historians, crime enthusiasts, and the general public alike. Their story is a reminder that the human desire for freedom can surpass even the most impenetrable barriers. The allure of Alcatraz lies not just in its reputation as a maximum security prison, but in the stories of those who dared to defy it. The escape of Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers exemplifies the ingenuity of the human mind under pressure, the bonds forged in adversity, and the unquenchable longing for liberty. Even decades later, the legend resonates because it speaks to a universal truth. No wall, no matter how high or how fortified, can fully contain ambition and courage. Over the years, Alcatraz has evolved from a feared penitentiary into a symbol of historical fascination. Visitors walk through its cell blocks, climb its staircases, and look out over the bay, imagining the lives of the men who once inhabited its confines. The story of the escape has been dramatized, retold, and immortalized, but the essence of it remains untouched, a testament to human daring, intelligence, and the pursuit of freedom against impossible odds. Every creaking door, every shadowed corridor, and every silent cell tells a story of confinement, rebellion, and hope. Frank Morris's intellect, combined with the Anglin brothers' resolve, created a blueprint for audacious escape that continues to inspire. It is not just a tale of crime or punishment, it is a story of meticulous planning, courage under pressure, and the unpredictable power of human ingenuity. The mystery surrounding their fate allows the narrative to remain alive, evolving in the imagination of those who dare to ponder whether they truly reached the shores of freedom or were claimed by the bay's unforgiving waters. The escape also serves as a cultural touchstone, a symbol of the tension between order and chaos, confinement and liberation. It highlights the flaws and vulnerabilities within even the most secure systems, and it reminds us that ingenuity often emerges where it is least expected. The men who dared to escape Alcatraz were not superheroes or invincible figures, they were ordinary men with extraordinary determination, willing to risk everything for the chance to reclaim their lives. Their story endures because it is as much about the universal desire for freedom as it is about the audacity of one particular night in 1962. Alcatraz, now silent and open to the public, allows us to reflect on the human stories behind the concrete and steel. Its history is punctuated by rebellion, despair, and, most memorably, the ingenuity that led to one of the most daring escapes in modern history. The legacy of Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers is not measured in days served or laws broken, but in the spirit of defiance and hope that refuses to be extinguished, no matter how cold the walls or how strong the currents outside. This story, preserved in history books, films, and countless retellings, continues to captivate because it is grounded in the relentless pursuit of a dream that seemed impossible. The meticulous planning, clever use of available materials, and courage to face the unknown make it not only a historical event, but a timeless narrative about human resilience. Escape from Alcatraz is more than a criminal feat. It is a human triumph against the most oppressive circumstances, a tale of ingenuity that refuses to fade even decades later. The mystery surrounding their ultimate fate adds an enduring layer of intrigue. Speculation ranges from theories of survival on distant shores to tragic endings in the icy waters of the bay, but no conclusive evidence has ever surfaced. This uncertainty fuels fascination and imagination, ensuring that the story remains relevant and compelling. It is this combination of careful planning, daring execution, and unresolved mystery that transforms a historical escape into an enduring legend. Ultimately, the tale of escape from Alcatraz transcends the confines of a prison. It is about strategy, courage, and the unbreakable human desire to overcome limitations. It is a story that challenges our assumptions about what is possible when intellect, determination, and courage converge. Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers' audacious escape embodies the universal struggle for freedom and the lengths to which people will go to claim it, leaving a legacy that continues to intrigue and inspire generations across the world. Even today, Alcatraz stands as a monument to these stories, offering a tangible connection to the past. Visitors and enthusiasts alike are drawn to its legend, retracing the steps of those who sought freedom against all odds. The ingenuity displayed, the careful execution of the escape plan, and the mystery that remains underscore why this story has become so iconic. It is a testament to the resilience, creativity, and daring that define the human spirit, ensuring that the story of escape from Alcatraz remains alive in history, culture, and imagination for decades to come.